as if I'd already not lost respect for Ben Carson, I've definitely lost respect for him now, and I'm going to post a link as to why that is. CNN and breaking news feed just broke the news that Ben Carson, for lack of a better term, in other words, basically has the ego of Donald Trump. And I guess I shouldn't have been surprised by that, especially since Ben Carson made the arrogant comment of basically, had people been armed during the Holocaust, and had people had the arms, and there would have been, this resistance against the Nazis, then the Holocaust wouldn't have happened. Well, the thing is, first of all, the Holocaust wasn't just in Germany. It occurred from 1929, basically right on the day that the Great Depression happened, and anti-Semitism basically, for lack of a better term, just went up until 1960 when the gulags were closed in Soviet Russia. And the thing is, both the Nazis and Stalin particularly hated Jews. And again, Dr. Carson says, well, had the Jews been armed during the Holocaust, the Nazis wouldn't have been able to do as much in this. And I'm sitting there going, oh, and Ben Carson also talked about had other people been armed as well. First of all, it wasn't that people weren't able to resist. It's that the Germans, the Ukrainians, the other people, even a lot of Jews, willingly collaborated with the Nazis and the Soviets in order to destroy Jews. And, of course, when I say the Germans and the Ukrainians and whoever else, of course, there were exceptions. And there were also people who had been Nazis or who had been Soviets, and they turned around and said, whoa, wait a minute, what are we doing here? And also in terms of, had the Jews been armed? There were many Jews who were armed. For example, Herschel Greenspan, and then my cousins at Augustow, at least 4 of them, and they all died. Their bodies have never been found, and they were all at the Augustow of Resistance, which is not talked about as much as the resistance at Katyn. So, as I said before, don't tell me that Jews should have been armed during the Holocaust and thus the Holocaust would not have happened. And the thing is, too, while we're at it, how many Jews really were killed during the Holocaust? Because 6 million is a grave underestimate, especially when you consider that the Holocaust happened for almost 30 years in, I should rather say, across 2 continents. And some people say, what? Didn't it just happen in, Europe and this and this? Well, quite technically, if you want to count, Europe, Germany, etc., and then Russia, and some people say, well, when are you saying Russia's its own continent? Well, sorry, Russia is distinct from both Europe and Asia, and you could technically count it as its own continent, but if you just want to count Russia as a part of, or you know what I mean, because of course you have the Soviet Union having occupied what's now considered part of Europe and what's now considered Asia. Thing is, either way, the Holocaust happened over 2 continents over a span of almost 31 years, and you're just going to sit there and tell me, oh, well, the Jews should have been armed and the Holocaust wouldn't have happened and the Germans would have had a ton of resistance. I'm just sitting there going, again, there wouldn't have been any resistance when you had willing German, Ukrainian, and other collaborators, and when you had Jews who were armed and were murdered anyway.